What is up? Welcome back. We are going to be going over one of the most popular stocks out there. Everybody knows NVDA, Nividia, and there are two scenarios that can happen, and I'm going to be going over both of them. Do we have support or do we need to abort? Let's go. So here we are, Nividia, one of the strongest stocks out there, $4.31 trillion market cap, mega cap stock. And guys, Nividia holds a close place in my heart. One of the first stocks I ever traded when I had no idea about technical analysis and I just was buying blindly. And it always reminds me where I came from and how far I've come. And just a little piece of advice, guys, don't ever think you know everything in the market because the market will humble you. Always strive to refine your craft and refine your technical analysis. And every day I'm trying to grow as well. So let's get to it. So since I bought Nvidia back in the day, I have sold all my shares around the top of the trend channel here, and I am looking to get back in on some of the action. And let's see what the chart tells us. Where is the best place to get back in, or do we have a bullish continuation? We can see here in the weekly chart in Nvidia, we are in a super strong uptrend in this trend channel. So strong since the year 2022, 2023, that the weekly 200 is just begging for some action. It has been here just chilling by itself and it's getting no love. But that's a good thing because Nvidia is a mega cap stock and it's trading in this super uptrend. And you could see every time we touch the bottom of the trend channel, we have these mega weekly green candles. These are weekly candles, guys. Pretty much, three here, only one here, all the way to the top of the trend channel each time, guys. So maybe a scenario like that occurs again. You could see that the 200 weekly doesn't come into play, but the weekly Ichimoku cloud provided support again. And, maybe that comes into play again here. And before I get into the details, guys, check me out at patreon.com/GainsKeeper Trading. I have a premium vault of tutorials, trading systems. We do swing trades and breakout stocks from low to large cap. Anybody from beginner to experienced traders will learn something, guys. We go beyond the charts, focus on personal awareness, personal growth to improve the quality of our lives and improve our trading as well. So check me out at patreon.com/GainsKeeper Trading and feel free to subscribe on YouTube as well. So the question is, what happens next for NVIDIA? And for me, the determining factor is the market sentiment. And we could see a bit of a rally, but it is likely that we are in a bearish sentiment. Many stocks are showing the signs. The S&P index is showing the signs. So I'm going to go over both scenarios. So position holders for NVIDIA, the good news is we are trading above. We have found support twice. You can see this above the weekly 50, but we are still trading below the daily 14, the weekly 14, excuse me, and the 20, and we are still trading below the daily 50, and we found support on the daily 200. So we're kind of in between, like a sandwich here, an EMA sandwich, if you may. And for me to break prices to the upside, if we see that rally, we need to conquer. We already conquered this daily 200 EMA line. We need to conquer the daily 50 EMA line to see this price to the upside. If we see that rally, and then we'll be on our way to closing this gap, and depending on how the market sentiment holds. So the daily 50 EMA line would be the first step in achieving our goal to getting to this gap in the top of the trend channel. But I'm going to be going over the bearish sentiment more in detail because I think that's the more likely scenario in the market for all these stocks that are showing signs. And the first one, guys, I hate to sound repetitive. Let me put the drawings on. Uh, I hate to sound repetitive, but it's just what the chart is telling us to turn the indicators off. This looks like another Wyckoff distribution pattern to me, guys. And you could see this auto reaction zone here is this purple zone here. It's very clearly identified, and it's great if you are swing trading NVIDIA. You can get, good 13 to 15% every time, 17% sometimes. Against this resistance at 192.73. You could see we get rejected multiple times here at this resistance, and that's part of the distribution pattern. And if I bring this back up one more time, you could see we are at the last point of supply here, and the last leg, this phase E, just like in a couple other stocks, my other videos, that is a downtrend, and that's what I think likely will happen in this pattern, and there's multiple other indicators that show that as well. Let's go over them now. So it may seem like a lot here, guys, but it is actually more simple than you think when I break it down. You can see we're in the daily chart. You can see we have all these daily gaps to the downside, only one to the upside. So, but the one I'm concerned about mostly is this weekly gap, guys, because weekly gaps in these large cap stocks are most likely to get closed. So let's go over some of these things. I'll bring the RSI up. So, like the Wyckoff distribution pattern, another repetitive thing that we've been seeing in these big stocks, some of them is this RSI compression pattern. And you could see in the past, we've had one here and it came all the way when we touched the bottom of this trend channel, basically. And then that's when we started the break up to the upside. And it looks like that pattern is repeating itself, guys. You could see here getting compressed, getting compressed. It looks like it just got compressed as well. And, it's going to touch these EMA lines, maybe come down. And it's no coincidence that it also ends at the same time as the other ones, July, August. So that aligns with a lot of things we're looking at here. So let's go over it. So this is our normal correction zone, guys. 135.78 to 152.45. And we talked about the Wyckoff distribution pattern. That last leg is the phase E, the downtrend, the last point of supply. We have our padding ending right here as exactly where the trend channel is in this zone where the Ichimoku weekly cloud support were in the weekly chart, where we found support last time, guys, exactly where this pattern ends. So, do your own due diligence. Remember, this is not financial advice. Everything for me is looking like a response on this trend channel in this normal correction zone. And that would be, for me, a nice time. As you could see, we never really dipped below this trend channel. And I'll turn the indicators off real quick. Since 2023. So Nvidia has been in a strong uptrend, a lot of green candles in the weekly chart. And real quick, if I go to the monthly chart, which I don't use very often, but maybe for 1 or 2 examples, you could see the last time we were in the monthly chart, we had this wick come below and find support on the monthly 20 EMA line. And once this price starts coming down, which I think it will, this will flatten out. And, maybe we see the same thing. We wick into this normal correction zone, find support. This meets the trend channel, and just another indicator that this trend channel in this zone with the weekly Ichimoku cloud would support, and the finishing of the pattern, responds here. If we do see an extended market crash and a bigger correction than this normal zone, I expect this gap to be closed. We have a decision maker line, which I identified at 130 and 25 cents. You could see every time we got rejected or came past this line, we dipped into these zones. You could see that came back down, dipped into the zone, came back down, dipped into these zones. So these two zones here, it could be one big zone, but I split them up. We have this healthy crash zone between 101.54, 115.74, and if it shakes out below that, even better. Because when I say healthy, this still produces, if we come into the zone, a higher low than this, and that remains a healthy trend and a healthy chart structure for Nvidia. If it would dip below it, I would be concerned. And our last point of support is 75.85. If and then going to the downside, but I do not expect that at all, guys. Nvidia is a very strong stock, one of the strongest in the market. If we get to these zones, that'll be a significant crash, but we may never see these prices again, in my opinion. But if we do, that's a very good opportunity, in my opinion, not financial advice. But this weekly gap does concern me. So if we do break this normal correction zone, keep an eye on this decision maker line. When we drop below it, it's likely we're going to close this gap at the very minimum, and then have hit this healthy crash zone where the weekly 200 and the monthly 50 line exactly line up as well. So this will be the first time in however many years this weekly 200 line gets EMA line gets some love and gets to do its purpose and provide support. So just a brief recap. Everything, all signs, indicators, chart structure point to this normal correction zone. You could see here this around 150. People don't want to hear that. It's at 177, but people didn't want to hear that either. They're at 211, and we already lost 15%, and that'll be another 15% if we do lose that. I'm very bullish on Nvidia in the long term, guys. Trust me. I love this stock. Like I said, it hits home for me. I'm looking to get back in the action, and I think these zones are the way to do it. I would do an update when the market sentiment presents itself. And for the future prices, guys, this is based on reverse Fibonacci retracements, 229.02 to 238.09. And, that could be after we touch this and then, come back up to the top of the trend channel here. This could be a long time from now, but these are future targets, guys. All right. Hope everybody had a good weekend and enjoy this trading week. Thanks, guys.